Apparently there's more trouble brewing at Bruma. Brewing at Bruma. Couldn't say that 10 times fast, I don't think.
I've just received word from the Countess of Bruma that an Oblivion gate has opened outside the city. It seems that the Mythic Dawn are putting their plan to attack Bruma into motion. Since you've dealt with these gates before, I'd like you to help the Countess's guard close this gate. Once they've seen how it's done, they should be able to handle any new gates on their own. Captain Burd is waiting for you outside the Bruma City gate. He'll show you the Oblivion gate, although I doubt it will be hard to find. You should rendezvous with Captain Burd immediately.
Just go close the gate and they got it from there, huh? They'll handle any trouble that pops up after that. A little easier said than done. But that's cool. I was kind of looking for an excuse to go close some gates anyway. Get a few more sigil stones to enchant my stuff. I was kind of hoping for maybe some agility. Maybe one for intelligence. Let's see. Gloves and a helmet. That's about it, really. Strength, I don't know that would make a lot of difference. I think anything over 100, I think strength pretty much caps off. About the only benefit you get on top of that is just carry weight. What is it, like 5 units of weight, 5 pounds for every point of strength? I think it's something like that. Maybe 10? Alright, let's go find Captain Burd. Help him close a gate. This won't be the last gate we'll be closing. In fact, here shortly we should be running into a number of these. And it's good for me.
Thanks for coming. Since we had the hero of Kvatch available, I didn't think it made sense to try this on our own the first time. We're ready when you are. Just say the word and we'll follow you into that hell-spawned gate. All right, give me a minute to talk to the men. Everyone's a bit jumpy right now. All right, boys, listen up. We've got to close that gate over there. Nobody likes the idea of going into that thing, but it's our job, and we're going to do it. If we don't, Bruma ends up a smoking pile of rubble, like what happened at Kvatch. And that's not going to happen here, not while I'm captain of the guard. Boor, Soren, you're with me. The rest of you stay outside and kill anything that comes out of that gate. Let's show these bastards how we do things in Bruma. We'll make you right.
That's right. I like Captain Burd. He's got some heart.
Die, damn you!
We immediately get a taste of what's to come. You know, these guys that are one-handing friggin' battle axes and shit, these, how do you say that? Zivalai? I don't know. Anyway, it's not so much them, it's the stupid clan fears that they summon. Those things hit hard. They hit like a bus, so, best to get them down as quick as possible. You kill something that summons something, and that summons will die with it. Oh, we got a couple Storm Atronachs out here. Alright, these guards are kind of doing their thing.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death. That's how this story goes. Nice. Daedric Battle Axe. I'm gonna keep one of those as a souvenir. I think I may already have one, but hey, what's one more, right? Actually thought I'd check out how that thing looks, but it weighs like so much. I'm really happy with this katana. Just because it's a katana, really. I would say the glass and the ebony claymores look really good. I'd like to check out the Daedric battle axe. I haven't really found any battle axes that I just had to have. I do like the model of some of the axes in Skyrim a little better, actually. What is it, Wuthrad or whatever with the companions? Man, that thing looks badass. And just the plain old steel battle axe looks really good in Skyrim. Not a fan of the one here, but the single blade. I don't really like that. One thing I also really like the look of in Skyrim is the simple iron sword. Just your basic iron sword. Looks pretty cool. But the Daedric daggers in Oblivion are much better. I think the Daedric daggers look, well, no, just to be honest, I think they look stupid in Skyrim. Oh wow, what's that? There's a word for that, isn't there? When something doesn't really render right, leaving that blank spot. Maybe next time I save, I'll reload the game and see if that doesn't fix it. I've seen it do that with animations and effects too, like with magic and stuff. Is say throw a fireball, and where the fireball's supposed to explode, you see kind of like a black square like that. An unrendered spot. Yeah, he got dinged up. Well, I'm glad he's a necessary, essential NPC. Else he'd have been dead a while ago, I'm sure. Now see that greatsword, I think that's what, the steel greatsword? That looks decent too. It's not a bad looking weapon. I really did like the glass claymore though, that was pretty cool. The katana's just unique. It swings a little faster. That doesn't benefit me so much, actually. I don't think it really makes a whole lot of difference. There might be more downside to it. When you just get into a fight and you're just, swinging your ass off just like the enemy is, hitting more often is essentially a waste of charges. But if it's swinging one time per second, just a solid swing per second, then that may be ideal. But if it swings any faster than that, then that can actually waste some of your charges. I don't want that clan fear coming up and headbutting me. I really don't. It's funny. I'm not worried about that Daedra or that Storm Atronach. I'm just worried about the clan fear. Nice. Shouldn't be any problem keeping Azura Star filled. There's a couple of these Daedra, I believe, that are considered black souls, like human souls. Pretty sure there's a couple of them. I think it's like the magic using ones, the ones in the robes. I think it's them. And maybe some of the other kind that run around in the Daedric looking armor. But yeah, I don't even think you can capture their souls with Azura Star. I still have this theory, and I really want to be proved right or wrong one way or the other, that some of the Dremora, maybe just a certain kind of the Dremora, or the Dremora in general, are dwarves. Banished to oblivion by Azura for tricking her with the box. There's a book on it. And I don't know that it's a coincidence. I mean, that may just be a story. It may be the moral to something else that happened entirely, but whatever it was, messing around, trying to play God for one, and then messing around with the Daedric Prince and playing games like that to show your superiority or whatever, they're not going to take that kindly. And if they did anything along those lines, then I'd have to say that they paid for it. I don't think it's a coincidence they just disappeared. I mean, like, disappeared completely as a whole. Many of these Dremora are like wearing helmets or wearing hoods or whatever, but this one isn't in particular. And the Dwemer are just another Mer, like the Altmer, the Dunmer, Bosmer, right? What is it? Orsimer, the Orcs, Orsimer, right? I believe that's their. Anyway, they're Mer. They're elves. And so the Dwemer were just other elves. They weren't little short, stocky guys with beards type of thing that we might traditionally think of dwarves as being, you know, from other fantasy stuff. But in this case, they're probably taller than any of us. And look at this guy, and look at his ears. Man, I cannot kill this dude for anything. It's out of charge already? Wow. Here we go. Another free charge. Come here. I wish my Spider Daedra were that aggressive and nimble when I summon them. Look at that thing. 93 units of weight for a Warhammer. You probably stagger somebody every time you hit them, though, honestly. Especially with a really high strength. I'm assuming that makes some difference. The ability to break someone's poise, so to speak. Nice. It's crazy. I'm having an easier time dealing with Storm Atronachs now than I did playing on normal. What a difference really putting some thought into a build makes. Yeah, see, now these guys have helmets. Oh, dude, you've been dead. Just die, seriously. So it's hard to really tell, and I think the ones run around casting magic with their staves and stuff, I think they normally wear a hood, I think. I don't know, we might find a couple of those guys in here. Let's take a look. I mean, the elven look and the pointy ears, it's just, it all adds up to something, you know? And then that story, they didn't put that book in the world for no reason. That story was told to at least give some hint at what happened to the dwarves and why. Maybe they'll just flat out tell us one of these days. Okay, oh, this guy doesn't have a hood.
I'll send your bloody soul straight to Selfguard. Yeah!
Oh, that was quick. Fluffy found a friend up there. Alright, well. I'll let them duke it out.
Here comes another one.
Oh, wow. Knocked his ass out. Can't tell if he has pointy ears or not.
Am I supposed to be impressed?
Like he has horns. I need a helmet and I need gloves, and that's the only thing I'm not getting here. Probably need to make a trip to Rock Milk Cave. Probably wind up finding at least the gloves. Just have a Daedric set just for matching. Sitting there looking at the armor rating on that, it's really not any better than a light armor set. I don't know, you might do better off with a light armor set, honestly. Once you get your skills up, you get like a 50% bonus to your armor rating if you wear all light armor. And I'm like, honestly, that might actually be higher than, at least equivalent to, a heavy armor set. There's really no advantage. And then with some basic shielding, even clothing can be made, you know, doable. That's how I thought we'd run on the next one. Create a little bit more of a challenge, at least maybe early on, is run with just clothing, no armor, nothing that has an armor value anyway in and of itself. I think your character naturally gains some armor rating just by leveling, just on your own, as far as that goes. But between simple shield spells and shielding on clothing, probably use alteration a bit more in that case. Keep a handy shielding spell. Maybe even something like shielding and fortifying. Can you fortify magic on yourself with a spell that uses magic to, you know what I mean? Maybe fortify it for a certain amount of time. That would be kind of cool. Buff yourself. I mean, you would lose some magic initially just by casting a spell, obviously. But keep a bunch of magic regeneration potions on hand and things like that. I like mixing and matching spell effects. Been having some fun with that. That's another thing I sorely miss in Skyrim, is the enchanting and spell making. I don't really consider the enchanting in Skyrim. It's given to you at the very beginning of the game, and there's not much to it. It's, you know, put damage on weapon, put buff on armor. And, you know, true enough, you do a bit of that too here in Oblivion, but you can mix and match stuff for special effects to really customize your build and how it's made. And I don't think it really breaks the game. Not considering it's a lot of the same stuff you can do in Skyrim. There's a lot of broken stuff in Skyrim as far as that goes. There's things that I avoid specifically because they're broken. So, I don't know. I think they just simplified it. That's all they did.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic.
These guys usually carry the good stuff. The Marquinaz. Marquinaz? How do you pronounce that? I'm probably murdering these names. There's probably some really exotic way to pronounce these names, and I'm just stepping all over them. That Zivalahi or Zivalai or whatever, that's almost sounds maybe Greek? Marquinaz, Marquinhas, however you say that. Who knows what that could be? I see you down there. Oh, wow. Well, my summons pulled the trap. Better than me. Oh, now he's mad at me for that. Okay.
Stay sharp.
Never know when some blades are going to fall out of the ceiling. So basically this is a tutorial for this guard captain to teach him how to do this. I'd say we're doing all right. He's handling his own. I've heard people complain the Oblivion gates are a bit repetitive, and they have similar designs. I mean, I don't know how much different they're supposed to be, honestly. And, you know, people are going to complain regardless. But I noticed that most of the gates, there's a couple that are similar, but for the most part, each gate is slightly different, and some of them offer different challenges. Some of them present something of a maze, kind of a puzzle to work out. Others might easily get you lost, giving you, you know, like tunnels and alternate ways to go that wind up in dead ends, and you have to do like a bunch of fighting to get from one end to the other just to find out that you're going the wrong way and stuff like that, and they can be brutal.
I got that one.
Ouch. See, it's almost impossible not to accidentally hit people that are with you. I'm kind of glad they don't have a companion system in this. I swear I'd spend half the game hitting my companion. It'd be an interesting challenge to try to play this on max difficulty without any crafting. No spell crafting, no weapon crafting. You'd have to use poisons. I mean, you'd have to use something to compensate for the huge discrepancy between the damage you do and the damage you take. There has to be some way to bridge that gulf. I think we found a way to do it here. But if you're to try to carry this a step further and say, okay, well, you don't get to make your own weapons and you can't make your own spells, you're like, yeah, asking a bit much, I think. Not that it's not doable, but there's one thing for challenge as far as presenting difficulty, and then there's another thing with challenges that present, like, tedium. Like, there's some Dragon Age challenges. I heard people do, you know, running Dragon Age solo. There's certain areas in Dragon Age where it doesn't even come down to skill. It comes down to A, a knowledge of numbers, and B, the ability to kite enemies all over the place. To keep yourself alive, because in a game where you don't have dodge roll, you don't have the ability to maneuver and manipulate a combat situation with, you know, pure skills. It comes down to you doing more damage than you're taking, and you're soloing when it's a party design, you know? Challenges presented to you are designed, you know, they're meant for 3 to 4 teammates, all complementing one another with skills. You trying to do that by yourself, it's doable, but it becomes tedium. It becomes a matter of kiting out an enemy one at a time to say, I soloed that situation that would normally require a team. Yeah, and you spend an hour on a fight that should have only taken 45 seconds, too. You know? That's usually what that kind of stuff boils down to. And those are the kind of challenges that I don't even... I'm like, no. Not something that's going to make the game bad. Not fun. Or, you know, it's going to work me to death as opposed to have, you know, playing. Now I'm not playing, I'm working, and that's, yeah. That's not my type of thing. Now, in a game that legitimately allows you to create builds that can compensate for other weaknesses or sharp increases in difficulty and stuff like that, I'm down with that. I love it when my Frost Atronach just slaps the crap out of somebody to finish them off. Got the Sigil Keeper. Alright, that will probably unlock this door here. We can go get the Sigil Stone and show this captain how it's done. Hoorah! Already dead? Well, that's a first. Suicidal Daedra at the top of this Oblivion gate. I don't think I've ever walked in and found a Daedra already dead. Not sure what's up with that. Wonder if she somehow like jumped off and got caught in the that little pillar of fire thing there? I don't know. That's pretty amazing that a random event like that can happen while you're away from it. You know, this isn't something that just occurred when we walked through the door. I doubt it. This is something that happened probably a while ago. Ooh, take that. Boots. Curus and Greaves. I need gloves. Dremora barbed arrow. That actually sounds nasty. Arrow ought to be badass, considering it weighs like 2 pounds. It's like shooting a javelin at somebody. $480 gold, nice. Not that I need it, but hey, never too much gold. Alright, so what we want is intelligence, agility. Intelligence or agility, those either one of those would be ideal. What do we have here? Shield. I'll take shield. I'll take that too. Yeah. Sure. Don't know how many slots I have open. Let's see. I've got magic fortification on my Greaves. My Curus has willpower, I believe. I know I've got Daedra. I don't think I've enchanted my boots yet.
You did it, Captain. You closed the Oblivion gate. We didn't think we'd ever see you alive again. Believe me, it was no picnic. But thanks to our friend here, I now know we can close these hell gates. We can defend Bruma. It was an honor to serve with you, ma'am. Now that I've seen how it's done, I think my guardsmen and I can handle any new gates that open near Bruma.
All right, good deal.
Thanks for your help closing that gate. Don't worry, we can handle anything else they throw at us. Be seeing you.
Well, if you're going to be the center of attention here, if they're after Martin, which I'm sure they probably are, wonder if this gate was open just to kind of feel out the place a little bit. Yeah, see the ears there? Just saying, I don't really see anything else to signify. Now, it'd be a pure giveaway if those bands around his wrists and arms had a purely dwarven design or something to them, right? I mean, that would be That would be a dead giveaway. But still, it's just sneaky suspicion that it's the dwarves themselves that make up at least some part of the Dremora or those particular kind of Daedra. Just a thought.
Good work. Captain Burd and his guardsmen should be able to handle any additional gates, at least for now. But the Bruma Guard cannot defend the city indefinitely. The Daedra of Oblivion are innumerable. The guardsmen of Bruma are not.
Good point.
We need to gather what allies we can before Bruma is hopelessly besieged. If the Mythic Dawn manages to open a great gate here, the city will need a stronger garrison for there to be any hope of defending it. You should speak to the rulers of the other cities of Cyrodiil, as well as the Elder Council. Ask them to send aid to Bruma before it is too late. Martin made some progress on the Mysterium Xarxes while you were gone. You should speak to him about it. Bruma cannot hold off the hordes of Oblivion alone. You should ask the rulers of the other cities of Cyrodiil to send help. You should speak to the rulers of Cyrodiil as soon as possible. The danger to Bruma is growing by the day.
What do you need, friend?
Huh. Well, I would think that would hold precedence. Dealing with the aid for Bruma, especially if they really do know that Martin's here, then, well, they're going to be after him, right? So, yeah, I think we'll go do that. In fact, I think that involves closing a few Oblivion gates. A lot of the cities we're going to go to for help are going to say, yeah, we can't send soldiers away while there's a gate here at our gates, you know. Forget Bruma's Oblivion gates. What about our Oblivion gate right here on our front doorstep? So we'll probably have to deal with some of those, which is good. I want to go do that anyway. Get a few more of these sigil stones. Alright, so let me put this on my boots, and then we still look for agility and intelligence. I think that'd be good. Intelligence is nice for magicka regen and a little bit of extra magic. I think each point of intelligence gives you 2 points of magicka. And so, say a 12-point enchantment would be 24. Something. Plus, I think it helps your magicka regenerate just a little bit faster. Sounds good to me. Alright, so we'll go try to find some aid for Bruma from the other cities in Cyrodiil. That'll keep us busy for a while. And I guess we'll see what Martin's up to, and might even get back to the Mages Guild and see what they're up to. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. If you want to subscribe, you can click that button up top. If you want to catch the rest of this playthrough, you can click that image in the middle. It should send you straight to the playlist. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.